Okay, so hi and welcome. We're all here for the end of this unit 5. And we've seen all this week. I'll remind you again that all this week we've been talking about food. That's what's been the topic for this week, food. So we've gone through all the units. We've looked at the grammar. We had the last lesson, we looked at the grammar review unit. And today we're going to look at the extra materials. So let's look through them together. This is what we're looking at, the extra materials for Unit 5. So I can see that there's a conversation with a woman and a man. And the woman says, there's some coffee. So I want you to take note, recognize that word some. She said that there's some coffee. And the man says, good. Is there any sugar? And she says, yes, there is. And the man says, are there any biscuits? The woman says, no, there aren't. So that's plural. And there isn't, singular, any milk. So it looks like we use some when we talk about an uncountable noun. So I just want to know if there's some. Like, it doesn't matter how many. I don't want a number. I don't want to ask if there's 2 coffee, 3 coffee, 4 coffee. I just want to know, is there some coffee? So it's like saying, it's like saying, are there some bananas? Hi, Letizia. So are there some bananas? I don't exactly want to know a number. I just want to know if there's more than one. So we say some. Is there some coffee? And any is used in a question. Is there any sugar? Is there any tea? We use it with uncountable nouns. So if I look at here, we see that we say there's a, so that means one, there's a biscuit, there's a banana. And they're countable because I can say there's 2 biscuits, there's 3 biscuits. If the noun starts with an A, E, I, O, U, we say an. So there's an apple, just means one. There's an egg. If it was more, I'd say there's 2 eggs. There's 5 apples. Or there are. Some. So there's some bread, butter, milk, sugar. So you should have already made a list of which words are countable and which words are not countable. So these are uncountable because we do not say 2 bread, 5 butter, 6 milk, 7 sugar. No, we say there's some bread. We don't put a number. But also we can use the word some for countable and uncountable. So here we have countable. There are some apples. There are some bananas. There are some biscuits. There are some eggs. So if I take some notes for you, this is what you are learning. That some is used in countable and uncountable. So I can see there is, because only singular, there is some bread, that's the uncountable, and there are some apples. So we don't know how many. It's not about knowing the number. We just want to know, is there more than one? Are there any? Some. In the negative is where we use any. So any is in the negative. So you don't say there isn't some bread. You say there isn't any. So any, use it in the negative sentence. And again, any can be used in both uncountable and countable. So negative, countable, and uncountable. Questions, we use any. And again, we can see with both uncountable and countable. So negative and questions. So some and any. And our answer, yes, there is. Yes, there are. So again, singular or plural. Or the negative, no, there isn't. Singular, no, there aren't. Plural. So let's look at some things here. So it just tells us some nouns are countable. 1 egg, 2 eggs, 3 eggs. Countable nouns have singular and plural. Some nouns are uncountable. We had that list before. Bread, milk, sugar, butter. And they're always singular. Some with plural and uncountable. So plural, countable. Any negative and questions. So we looked at a list of vocab for food. We talked about bananas, apples, biscuits, bread, butter, coffee, eggs, milk, oranges, sugar. You should know a whole lot of vocab for food. So let's practice and see if we understand what it means something is countable or not countable. So rice, is that countable or uncountable? Yeah, uncountable, because we do not say 2 rices, 3 rices. No. How do we make it? When I ask, I want rice, but with a number, how do I ask about that? So what do I say? I don't say I want 2 rices. What do I have to say? I want a kilo. Yeah, I want a kilo of rice. Yeah. I want a bag of rice. Yeah. Okay, so good. Rice is countable. So we're uncountable. So you. So we've got rice. What about flour? Is that countable or uncountable? Yeah. So flour. So again, if I want 5, I don't say 5 flowers. What do I say? 5 kilos of flour. Yeah. So with the uncountable, you have to add words in front of them to be plural, like 5 kilos of, and then whatever. Grams. Yeah. Kilos, grams, remember, whatever, milligrams, liters, whatever. You have to add the measurement. So 5, I'll put the unit. That means measurement unit. Unit of. Hi. So that's how we ask that we want more than 1. So there's a number plus the measurement unit plus of, and then the uncountable noun. So uncountable noun. So I'll put that as your rule for uncountable. And then these are some examples. Rice, flour, so the number, maybe you want 2, 3, 4, 5. The measurement unit, this could be kilograms, meals, bags, slices, packets. Remember, we looked at a lot of measurement unit. And then of, and then that uncountable noun, rice, flour, a tin of soup. So that already tells us, because you've got the tin of So it's uncountable. Yes. Close. So uncountable. So tin of soup. So I want 5 tins of soup. I want 7 tins of soup. People. There are 6 people in the room. Countable. Yeah, because I could say there's 6 people. So countable people. Money. Uncountable. People is uncountable because we don't say 5 peoples. Sorry, people is uncountable. Time. Uncountable. Yeah. Actually, space, window, CD, books. No, some of them are countable. Space. Because you say 5 people, yeah. 5 people. You don't say 5 peoples. Yeah, how many people are there in the room? 5. But people. Yeah, so it is countable because we say, yeah, 1 people, there's 2 people in the room. Okay, I'm going to put it back. It was countable. Window, countable because we say 5. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 windows in the room. So because I can count it and just say 5 windows, I don't have to say 5 milligrams of windows. No, it's 5 windows, 2 people. How about the next word, CDs? Five CDs, 2 CDs, yeah, countable. So CD, book, countable, because I say 5 books, 2 books, 3 books. Remember, uncountable, I must use like this to talk about more than one. So no, this one you can just put a number, 5 books, 3 CDs, 6 windows, 7 people. So it's countable. DVD, countable. I can say I've got 10 DVDs at home. And milk, can I say I want 5 milk? No, I want 5 bottles of milk. So it's uncountable, milk. So you should 100% know if it's countable or uncountable. It's very easy. Countable, we can put a number. 5 people, 6 windows. I have 4 CDs. So make sure I've got to make it plural as well. Put the S, 6 CDs. I've got 7 books at home. And I have watched 2 DVDs. But this one, I want 3 kilograms of rice. I want 2 bags of flowers. I want 5 tins of soup. So can you see how these words are very different to these ones? This is easy, countable. I just put a number and make it plural. But these ones, I need to put a number, measurement of rice, 2 bags of flour. There's no S at the end of these. So 100%. Any questions before we move on with the countable and uncountable? No? Okay, so let's then look at the next question. Are these, look at the pictures. So we have a fridge and it says we've got apples, plural, banana, that's only one, biscuits, plurals, bread, uncountable, butter, uncountable, coffee, uncountable, eggs, plural, milk, uncountable, and sugar, uncountable. So that's already singular. There is some milk and some coffee in the fridge. So if I look at my rules, we use some to talk about plural, countable, or uncountable. So the reason we said there are some milk, it's this rule. There are some milk, uncountable, and some coffee in the fridge. Okay, and there are some eggs. Yep. And then, yeah, because we can use some with the plural countable, eggs. So eggs was from this rule, and there are some eggs. So you don't know how many exactly, you just know that there's some milk in the fridge, there's some coffee, and there's some eggs. So we're not asking how much you want, we're just saying if you want, there's some. So we know it could be used with uncountable and plural. Good. So it should look like if it's plural, yeah, there are some eggs. There are. That's plural. No, because it's uncountable. There's no plural or not. So uncountable nouns are always singular. Even though we say 5 kilograms of flour, they're always singular. That's why only the countable, I must be clear that it's only the plural that says some. You can't say, I want some banana. You can't use some in singular plural. Yeah. So it becomes, yep. So it should look like this. So milk was the first one. Some coffee. Hi, Roxana, how are you? And eggs. Then it continues. It says, there are some plural. There are some apples. Okay, let's go with number 4, apples. Under the table. There's some singular. There's some on the table. There's some bread. We can say there's some bread. We can't use some with singular countable. We can't say there's some banana because we cannot use some with singular countable. So it must be bread. So then it's bread on the table. And there's means 1 banana. So then it's banana. Then number 7, there's some, so singular. So it must be uncountable. There's some sugar. There's some sugar on the shelf. Yep, on the shelf. So shelves, on the wall, table, very different. Shelves, table. There isn't negative. So you see how now we say any. There isn't any. You don't say there isn't some, because any is only in negative and questions. So some is only in statements, affirmative. So now we say there isn't any. Number 8. Isn't any biscuits? Yeah, I can't see any biscuits. So biscuits. There isn't any biscuits. Yeah, that's it. And there isn't any biscuit. And there aren't any, plural. Butter. Maybe there isn't any butter, because that was the singular. And there aren't any biscuits. Okay, did you get all of that? So any can be plural, a singular, or plural, countable and uncountable. Okay, let's practice a little bit more with a, and, some, or any.
8.
Number 8. There isn't any butter. Butter. Yeah, we changed it. Butter, and then and there aren't any biscuits. Okay, look at the picture. Complete the sentences with a, and, some, or any. These are the words that hard, once you know the rules. We've got the rules here. So there isn't, it's singular, any bread. Let's look at any. We use it in negative. That's a negative sentence. There isn't. There's, I think it's a positive because I can see it, the orange. So there's, it's only one, and it starts with an A-E-I-O-U. So there's an. Yeah, there's an. So let's put, so an. Yeah. Then there aren't, negative, any. We need to put any because any is used in negative. So there aren't any biscuits. Yeah, I can't see any biscuits. There are, it's a positive sentence, and it looks like it's a countable plural. There are some. Yeah. So there are some eggs. There's a banana. Yep. So it's a positive and it's only one, a banana. There isn't. So again, negative, any. So as soon as you see there isn't, it's always any. There isn't any whatever. You don't say there isn't some. There isn't any bread. There isn't any food. There isn't any time. Let's go. There isn't any lights. There isn't any windows. There isn't whatever. Always there isn't any. Or there aren't any. You never say some. Okay, and number 6, there isn't any. Yep, straight away we know there isn't. Did I do that one? There isn't any butter. So then number 7, there's some coffee. Yep. We know we use some when we talk about uncountable. Coffee is uncountable. See, easy now, right? Write questions and answers. So remember questions, we can see we use any in questions. So is there any coffee? Yes, there is. How about the biscuits? How do I ask? Are there any biscuits? Yeah. Yeah. Are there any biscuits? 3. Joanna. Is there any sugar? Yep. Because with the uncountable, it must always be a singular question. Is there any? So make sure these are questions, or put a question mark. Is there any sugar? And for Mariana? Yeah. Are there any eggs? And yeah, we need an answer. Yes. Yes, there are. So sorry, Joanna, is there any sugar? And what did you answer? No, there isn't. Yeah. No, there isn't. And are there any eggs? Yes, there are. Always remember, yes or no, you put a comma after a yes or no in any question. And let's go back a bit. Are there any biscuits? No, there aren't. Can't see any. No, there aren't. Okay, we looked at the difference between how much and how many. So when we want to ask about how much do you want, how many, we have different rules for which words. So we have a conversation. A is going to be Conrado and B, Letizia. Yeah, definitely. Loaf. Yeah, 100 or 100. Sandwiches. Sandwiches. J. So there's a J even though there's no J. The CH is a J. Sandwiches. Jizz. Yep. Mom, I don't know why. Yes. So one thing, when we see the words but, the U or much, Letizia, it's an A, not a U. It's a much, much. Just, and but it's an sound, an A. So don't say a U, go up, not much, but, yeah. Okay, let's look at the rules. So how much and how many? So we use much, many, and a lot when we talk about like how much, like a number, how much do you want? So let's write these rules. Much. I might just open up the grammar from earlier in the earlier lessons. It will be much easier. So I don't keep repeating. So it's much with countable. Where's much? Okay, much with countable. Many. Sorry, much with uncountable. Much uncountable. Many countable. Use much and many in questions. So that's right here, questions. With how, questions with how. So questions with how. And in negatives. So questions with how and negatives. Used So do we have much milk in the fridge? Much, we said with uncountable. Much with uncountable. There isn't much rice. There isn't much rice. Yep, uncountable. Are there many? Many. Hey, Andres. Many is used with, are there many tins in the cupboard? There aren't many shops on this road. Use a lot of, okay. Let's put these. And we use any. So let's practice it, but I just want to get the rule, make sure we have the rule first. Okay, any, sorry, not any, a lot of, with both countable and uncountable. Okay, how many? Plural, countable. Use how much to ask about uncountable nouns. Okay, so let's practice it. So starting with Roxana, you're gonna ask, so I'm gonna tell you, I want some apples. So I'm asking you, so you work in the shop. You're selling fruit and vegetables. Yes, yes. And I come to you, I'm a customer, and I say, I want some apples. Which one would you say? How many or how much? Sorry? How many kilos? Yeah, you could say that. How many kilos of apples do you want? Yeah. How many kilos of apples? Yep. Because we can use it with both countable. So yeah, this one. How many apples do you need, or how many kilos of apples do you need? Yes. Okay, good. Now you are the customer and you're going to pick someone and they from the shop. So you're going to tell them, I want some whatever. So pick someone else to ask them. A fruit or vegetable? Yeah, I want some celery. Is it countable or uncountable? No, keep it celery. No, celeries is good because that's a hard one. No, let's go with celeries. She wants some celeries. Ah, celery is this one. This one. This is a celery. So you have to ask her which one, how many or how much? So you got to know, is this countable or uncountable? Do I say 5 celeries, 3 celeries? Yeah, so how many celeries do you want? Yeah, because it's countable. It's this rule. So how many celeries do you want? Or how many kilos of celeries do you want? So you got 2 options to ask because countable. Okay, Ojulon, you're the customer now. You have to ask someone else that you want. Pick a fruit or a vegetable. Not me. Sorry, I finished work now. Yes. Good. I want some rice. How many kilos? So you can say this one if you want. How many kilos of rice do you want? That's with the uncountable rule. Yeah, perfect. 2 kilos. Or you can also say, how much rice do you want? So you've also got this rule as well. Um, okay, so Fernando, you're the customer. No, you can't say how many. Just I need some pineapples. He needs to ask you how many or how much. So is it aranas, pineapples? So pine apples. So Fernando said, I need some pineapples. But how many? I don't know. So what's your question that you want to ask him? How? Yeah, because it's used with countable. Yeah. How many? It's this rule. How many pineapples do you need? Yeah. Do you want? 10. 10 pineapples. Good. So because it's countable, we say 1 pineapple, 2 pineapple, 3 pineapples, 4 pineapples. So how many pineapples do you need? Pineapples? Yeah. To make juice. Yeah, to make juice. No, just to eat. Yes. Okay, so Conrado, you can tell someone you're the customer now. So pick a fruit or a vegetable and ask the shop person that you want some what? So remember the question is I would like or I would like some, and then pick your fruit or vegetable. So I would like some fruit or vegetable. That's your question.
I would like some grapes.
Grapes. Yeah, I would like some grapes. How many kilos of grapes would you like? Yep. So you can use this rule. How many kilos of grapes? 3 kilos. Good. Okay, Mariana, ask, you're the customer. I would like some peppers. Yep. Or capsicums in Australia. Yep. I would like some peppers. Capsicums. How many kilos? Yeah, how many kilos of capsicums do you need? Or how many capsicums do you need? Or how many kilos? Yep, so we can use it with this rule because it's countable. We cannot say much, how much capsicums do you want? Because much is only with uncountable. Capsicum or pepper is countable. So we can say how many capsicums do you need? Or how many kilos of capsicum do you need? Okay, good. Joanna, you're the customer. I want some potatoes. Potatoes is countable. So which rule? Yeah. Of, what's the complete sentence? How many kilos of, yeah, how many kilos do you need? Or how many kilos of potatoes do you need? Yeah. Okay, Letizia, you're the customer now. So you have to pick Andres because there's, so I would like some strawberries. Yeah. And Andres, what's the answer? So strawberries is countable because I can say 2 strawberries, 3 strawberries, 5 strawberries. Remember, we do not use much with countable. So how are you going to ask her? How many strawberries? Yeah, do you need? Or how many kilos? Yeah, maybe that's a lot, maybe grams with strawberries. How many grams or kilos of strawberries do you need? Yeah, because it's countable. We can count strawberries. So what about if I said, Fernando, I need some, I need some coffee from Brazil. Yes, please. The best. Many is only countable, uncountable. So maybe, depends. So which one?
Maybe.
How many, which one? Are you sure? Because this one's for uncountable. Coffee is uncountable. So, yeah. Yes. How much coffee do you need? And then I can say, 3 kilos. Good. Yep. Yes. Yes. For the whole year supply. No finish. Keep keep sending. Okay. How about if I said, Joanna, I want some I want some where's my list of uncountable? Joanna, I want some cheese. I need some cheese. Yeah, cheese. Yeah. Me too. Exactly. Yep, because she knew that cheese is uncountable. So she said, how much cheese do you need? Yep. Okay, and the last one, uh, Mariana, I need some oil. Yeah, because it's uncountable. So how much oil do you need? Yep. And one more. Roxana, I need some salt. Salt. Yeah. Salt. SALT. Like pepper and salt. Salt. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, because it's uncountable. Okay, good. Let's do this exercise. So, yeah.
How much money I need
Yes.
a dollar? And you say how many dollars or how many?
Well, dollar is countable because $1, $2, $3, $4. So you'd say, how many dollars do you need? Yeah. So you got to be careful, even though it's the same topic, money, but dollar is countable. Money, they're just different now. They're both nouns, but one is countable, one is uncountable. So even though they're about money, doesn't matter. One is countable, one is uncountable. So just because it's money doesn't mean it's going to be the same rule. So they've done number 1 for us. There's a lot of water in my bottle. So we're talking about a lot of. It just means, like, it's another word for many. We use it for both countable and uncountable. So I can see it's singular. There's a lot of water and water is uncountable. Yeah, so there's a. Number 2, Roxana, there isn't. There isn't. There isn't flour. Do you have? No. There isn't much flour. Is that what you said, sorry? Or there isn't flour. Do you have? Much flour. Because this is the negative with the uncountable. So there isn't much flour. Yeah. Because much is used with uncountable questions, which we did before, and negative. So there isn't much flour. So I can say, okay, I'll go to the shops and buy some. How much flour do you want? Do you want? I want 3 kilograms of flours. Okay, number 3, Mariana. It's a negative. There aren't many tins. Yeah, there aren't many tins. Really, it should say there aren't many tins of sardines. There aren't many tins of tuna. Yeah. Because the tin is just the tin, the container, but of what? Tins of tuna, tins of, yeah, but there aren't many. So we know we use many with the tins of. Number 4, Conrado. How many? Yeah, how many tins are there? Yep, good. Plural question. It's 5, Fernando. Yeah, there are a lot of books here because there are a lot of is used with countable and uncountable, and books is countable. So there are a lot of. So it's used with there are or there is. There is a lot of, there is, or there are. Number 6, Odilon, how much? Yeah. Yeah, how much flour do you have? Much is used with uncountable. Flour is uncountable. So it's used with questions, with how. So yeah, how much flour do you have? Okay, we have another conversation. Here we have using much and many. Let's practice much and many again. So conversation 1, A and B. Actually, I'll do it this way. Roxana, A. Odilon, B. Fernando, C. Conrado, D. Mariana, E. Letizia, F. Make sure you circle your numbers. F. Andres, G. And Joanna, H. That's everyone. Perfect. Okay, so let's go. So conversation 1 looks like maybe husband and wife. Yes, you're A.
How much time have we got?
Yeah.
We got about an hour before everyone
Sorry.
arrived.
Yes. How many people are coming? Good.
Not many,
Not
not much,
not much.
about 20.
20. Who
Should be actually not many. How many? Did you say how many people are coming? Yeah. So not many. Is that right? About 20. How much?
how much money?
Let's look at our rules. So it's easier when I show you this. So we use much is the only one with uncountable. Well, there's 2 of them, but let's look at it slowly. So the first one, how much? Much uncountable. How much time have we got with questions? We've got about an hour before everyone arrives. How people is countable because we say 1 people, 2 people, there are 3 people. So how many people are coming? Not many, about 20. 20, and how money is uncountable, so we must switch to much. And how much money have we spent? So can you see why we keep switching? Because countable or uncountable? So I'll put this maybe in a color so you can see countable, but uncountable. So just be careful. Okay, C, conversation 2.
Is it already? No, haven't got much pizza.
Yeah, petrol is uncountable. Yeah, we haven't got much petrol.
How much oil have you got?
Yeah, and how much oil have we got? Because it's uncountable.
How much
Yeah.
in there using?
Any. Do we have to use any here? And there isn't any air in the tire? Much or many? Okay, so we could say there isn't any air, but because we have to use much or many, air is uncountable and there isn't much air. Good. E, conversation 3. There weren't many, yes, countable windows. Yes, much space. Yep, because it's uncountable space. Conversation 4. How yeah, how many books are there?
How many are there?
Good. So conversation 4 was all many because they were all countable. CDs, books, DVDs. So how many? Countable. How many? Good. So you're getting a lot better. Let's look at these. Correct the sentences. 5 are correct. So number 1, there are a lot of tins in that cupboard. Correct. We don't have many, should be much because salt is uncountable. We don't have much salt. 3, Roxana. Is it right or do we need to correct this sentence? What do you think? Question 3. How much? Yep, because it's uncountable. So how much milk do we need? Yep. 4, Conrado.
All right.
Number 4. Oh, it's correct. Yes, I have a lot of information about it. Yep, that's perfect. 5, Fernando. Yeah. Yes. Yep. Because that's when it's used with a negative. You can only use a lot of if it's, oh, there's a lot of time. Don't worry. In a positive sentence, there's a lot of time. We have all day. But if it's a negative, we have to say much, even though they're both uncountable. But we have to say, because the negative is much. We don't put, there isn't a lot of, we say there isn't much time. Good. So we need to correct that and say there isn't much time. Let's go. 6, Fernando. Did we do number 6? No? Or did you just do? Ah, you did. Sorry. Odilon then.
How many rooms do you need?
Yeah. Yeah. So this one we need to correct it. How many rooms? Why? Because rooms is countable. Countable. How many? Countable. much is only for uncountable rooms. 5 rooms, 6 rooms, 7 rooms. 7, Letizia. Yeah, there aren't many chairs in the room. Yep. 8, Andres. How?
Oh, third
No, we never say how a lot of. It's either how much or how many, never how a lot of. So is rice countable or uncountable? Uncountable. So how much? Yeah, so how much? We never say how a lot of. There's no sentence ever. So it's how much rice. Okay. 9, Letizia. Is that sentence correct, number 9, or do we need to fix it? Sugar, is it countable or uncountable? Uncountable? Okay, so we use much. Yes, correct. Yeah, how much sugar? Yeah. Yep. Uncountable. Rice, how much? 10, Mariana. There aren't, well, milk is uncountable, but we always use it in the singular. So not, there aren't, but there, how do I make it singular? Because, yeah, because we only use the uncountable in singular. So there isn't much milk. So we've got it here. There isn't much milk. Okay, and number 11, Joanna. Yeah, because people is countable, because I can say 1 people, there's 2 people in the room, there's 5 people. So are there many people? It's plural, but are there, there's your plural, many. So I need to make sure that's many. So, so we had there isn't much milk. And are there many people? Last one, 12, Andres. That's plural, vegetarians. So a lot of people are, because it's plural. So make sure are. A lot of people are, because that's plural, are vegetarian these days. Yeah? Okay, so we'll leave it there. That was the end of Unit 5. So there's a lot of grammar to remember there. I'll quickly recap. Always think of your noun. We've been talking about food. So think, is it singular or plural? And then we asked about, we want to buy something. So if you say some, we don't know how many. I want to buy some apples. I want to buy some bread. I want to buy some. And the person's going to ask you, well, how much or how many? So always think, again, they're going to say how much or how many if they know it's uncountable or countable. And then we looked at any. Any is always used in negative. There isn't any milk. If it's countable or not countable, doesn't matter. There isn't any bananas. There aren't any bananas. There isn't any coffee. There isn't any whatever. So any is used to make a negative. So that was it for 5. We'll start with 6. 6 will be, which we'll do the next lesson, is going to be past lives. So this is good because we'll look at grammar using the past simple. So that will be all next time. Okay, so we've finished